there have been many spoilers in this podcast. If you don't wish for this to be spoiled for you, please go and watch the film before you listen to this episode, and we'll see you in an hour and a half.
Welcome to the Legless Tripod. Today, we have watched the film Palm Springs, and in this film, Andy Samberg and Kristen Milioti play two characters that are stuck in a time loop. Two wedding guests that are at this wedding. They get stuck in the same day, and they form some kind of budding romance while living in the same day over and over and over again. This film was pretty good, in my opinion.
I enjoyed it.
If I had to use one word to describe it, it would be like fun. But it was very LA.
It was.
It was so LA.
It was.
It was a nice colour palette, actually, I found.
I feel like the colouring, like when it first started, I was a bit like, what am I in for? Because it was just so LA, and it reminded me a bit like of Ingrid Goes West with the colouring. And when you met like Andy Samberg's girlfriend, I was like, oh no, what's this going to be like? But then it kind of gets into it, and I actually like enjoyed it. It wasn't like my favourite film ever, but I thought it was something easy and fun you can watch that's like quite funny.
I'd agree with that. Like it was funny, but it wasn't like so easy that it was, didn't really engage you. It's like when you watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, that's very Andy Samberg. Like both films of it, Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Palm Springs are both very Andy Samberg, and the characters he plays in them. But this gave you that emotional. It played with you because you thought, oh, is he gonna be with her? Are they not gonna be? Is she gonna come back? Blah blah blah. So I thought it was good in that sense, and it was also funny, so I enjoyed it.
So Palm Springs is a film about people that are stuck in a time loop. It's very Groundhog Day. It's a classical fucking storyline that they keep on bringing back, and they keep on doing, and they're like, oh, we could do it differently this time, and oh, we could try this with a different kind of person. And I think they genuinely did it quite well here. I don't like a lot of the Groundhog Days films that have been created over the years. I've often got really annoyed when they keep on bringing them out. And I saw this trailer, and I was like, oh, it's just another one of those. And then it got nice reviews, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll check it out. And I think it's quite good. I think that it's nice that they've shown it. It's a very realistic reaction to being stuck in a time loop, I feel. I think that's how a lot of people would react at first, and then they get to the point where I'm so close to calling him Jake Peralta. Where Andy Samberg's character, he gets to, you see him at a point where he's been in a time loop for so long. And I think that's where everyone would get after a while. And so it's very, like, realistic portrayal in comparison to a lot of the previous Groundhog films that have been made.
I mean, I haven't really seen any of those, like, like Groundhog Day and Happy Death Day. Like, I haven't really had an interest in watching them, so I haven't. But I thought this was, like, interesting. And I thought also the way they went about it, and as you were saying, Ben, like, their behaviour and their actions, it was really cool. But I was, like, doing some research, and apparently the writer wanted to start it, like, to, like, differentiate it from all those other films. They wanted to start it, like, in the middle. So you don't see Andy Samberg's character going into the time loop. You just see him after. And I also thought that was, like, interesting because it really let you, like... First, it was a change of pace. And also, his behaviour was realistic. And it kind of allowed, like, a deeper philosophical and emotional, like, thing of it. Because normally this point where they're just, like, fucking about, having fun, setting fire to shit is just, like, a fun little montage.
I've got an interesting question. If you were in their situation... would you do what Sarah did and try and get out, or would you do what Niles did and try and stay?
I think I'd learn physics overnight like Sarah did, in like one sitting, and then just get out.
Can I just say, personally, I would try and stay. I would be happy to stay in a time loop. If it was
because it's quite easy to stay where you are, isn't it, though?
Yeah, no stress. Stress
that would
of
get
the world.
so depressing.
But I'd
like,
be with Andy
single
Samberg.
day.
But
that this is fair.
Exactly.
If you were to be in that position, though, you could do something new every single day, and That's why.
Nothing different to life as it is
I
anyway.
have a shocking realization for you, Tom. You can actually do something different every single day in real life. We're
But you
all
die.
just so fucking lazy that we don't.
No,
But
but
you
that's
die.
a good point. You can do a lot more because you can do stuff that is death risking.
Yeah.
But I
And
feel
then you
like it's
die
one
and
of those
you
things.
just come back to life.
No, like I would stay for a bit and I would like mess around and have fun as they do. But I think eventually you'd just get sick of it. Like it would be fun and I would like kill myself a shit ton and do weird shit. But then I think by the end of it, like the whole existentialism and the whole fact it was meaningless and you weren't going to age or do anything with your life would get a bit depressing.
You've
So
just
at that point,
I
you
don't know
might
if
as
you
well
can wrap
just
your
leave.
brain around it. If you
You've
can
just
wrap your brain around
described the character of Sarah, basically.
Yeah, I think she had something good going on there, and she had great chemistry with Andy Samberg. So I
Yes,
kind of
yes.
want that.
But
And
I
she
do think-
learnt physics
I do
overnight.
I do think you could eventually wrap your brain around the fact that you're going to live forever in this never-ending time loop and see it as a life. It's just everyone does the same thing every day except from you. Like
But have you ever had a full-time job that you
exactly.
just
I
sat
think-
in
Yeah.
and you feel that, and then when you turn up the next day, you're just accepting of it. I feel like it's a little bit like that,
Mm.
but
Yeah, I felt the
on
film
a
was a massive
never-ending
metaphor.
scale.
The
Yeah.
film felt like a massive metaphor for like marriage and work and like the mundaneness of the boring life of a average person.
But I feel like it was done in a very optimistic American way. Like, imagine if this was
Oh,
British, we wouldn't have
Oh,
that same
no.
ending. Or if this was done by the director of Hereditary, we would have just stayed in the time loop.
But I feel like I actually like I thought they were really cute together. I thought they had good chemistry. And also, you know, they have this montage where they're doing stuff, falling in love, like they kill themselves and they get in a plane and they
So
shoot
cute.
things. That was actually so
Yeah.
cute.
It was a very montage film, wasn't it? Lots of
Like
montages.
everything.
Yeah, it's that cheap Hollywood.
Yeah.
Ooh, fighting words, Ben. Cheap Hollywood.
But he's not wrong. Do you see some of the CGI?
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
earthquake. It was just
Dinosaurs are
cheap.
good though.
yeah. Yeah.
I like how someone who hasn't watched this film, there are dinosaurs in it when they
I didn't
when they do mushrooms.
I didn't realize they were dinosaurs. I thought they were wolves.
What the fuck?
I literally
Wolves
was
with
like, 'cause
massive necks. Just
I didn't see them. My screen was a weird brightness.
your sight is bad, Elspeth. Your sight.
I know it's getting worse. But I also thought it was like, so if you think of a time loop film, it's like every day over and over again, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the whole. Well done, Ellie. That's the whole premise.
That's
of
the
it.
review. Thank you,
But-
everybody.
Shut up.
See you
I
next
have
week.
a point. But it's like with the narration, the chronology is even more fucked up than that because like obviously there are two main characters, so it swaps between their perspectives. So one might like carry on living the day, the other one might not, or it can go like days at a time and you won't see the other character, then it will like jump back to his. So like
Yeah.
the whole time scale, it's easy to understand. Like it's not difficult. It's just artistically like interesting, I guess.
I thought the desert was a really weird place for a wedding. That's one of my
This is what
first
fucking-
notes.
That's what LA people do. They're crazy. They're like, I'm going to go out into the desert and like get married and have weird little flowers. Like LA people are crazy.
Yeah.
With the whole like immortality kind of scenario, everyone around them just kind of becomes like programmed characters, if you know what I mean.
In the
You
film.
kind of lose any human empathy with these people and they just become characters in a video game. That's how I felt. It's very interesting, the kind of psychology around that.
I said the same thing. One of my notes is, you know, in the bar that Sarah
Yes,
and Niles
that's when
go
I
to,
noticed it.
when they do the dance and then throw the drinks, the characters like look like GTA NPCs. That's what I thought when I watched it.
Yes.
So yeah, I agree with that one.
The dad was the dad from the OC, like the original OC. And he's super cute. He's cuter in that than he was in this.
The fucking scene where he was like, and I shagged your dad as well. That was hilarious. That was some
quality.
top writing. That was so Andy Samberg as well. I feel like Andy Samberg just plays Jake Peralta all the time. It is
Yeah.
actually genuinely his personality.
But then
It's hard to tell
he's
who
done
he
the
actually
same
is.
thing in SNL when he played that character Hot Rod on the other film he did with J.K. Simmons.
He's just been playing himself for
Yeah,
like,
his
forever.
own comedy.
Do you think that makes him like a typecast, or is he just a bad actor if he can only play himself?
I
This
was
is what I was
thinking it would be
think-
weird
yeah.
to see him in a serious role. I thought about that halfway through, like how Sandler did Uncut Gems. It'd be weird to see Sandberg in a kind of serious-ish role, like Uncut Gems or something. It'd be so weird. He'll have to go off the net for a while.
But you see serious aspects in not only Palm Springs but other stuff Andy Samberg's done. So
Yeah, when he gets sad,
Not that serious
no, but it's
in this film.
it's not like he's incapable of acting like that and can only be a buffoon. But
Well,
yeah, he's. I'd like to see that.
I don't know. This is the first thing I've ever seen him in. I've never watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
what? I think everyone's watched
Wow.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Have you not even watched it by accident?
Not me. I watched a few episodes, but like not by choice.
Forced.
Forcibly made to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I have a question. What do you guys think worked in this film, and what do you think like you would have changed to make it better?
The narrative of the story and your opinion of it going into it versus what you like find out after watching it, I think was really good. I mean, we've mentioned this already, we've touched on it, but like thinking that it was going to be crap and then seeing that there's actual emotional and love in it, and then you finish and the ending is almost up to interpretation. So I think that's quite good. I enjoyed that part of it. I think some of it was really weird though. Like the CGI was just a bit crap.
Yeah, it felt very TV CGI.
Yeah, I think it was just low budget.
But it's Amazon budget. They should have. God, I think it did really well on the twists. Whenever there was a twist, there was quite a few like, not like insane spoiler-worthy twists, but there was quite a few well hidden kind of plot points that they just flung out there, and you were like, "What the fuck?" Okay, that's
I
quite interesting.
completely disagree.
Getting
What
some
do you
violent
mean?
head shakes from you there. That was
I-
perfect.
Like
Yeah, I was waiting for him to notice.
I'm talking about like the like when
The cheating.
not the cheating that
Okay,
no
good.
that was pretty shit.
That was so obvious.
But when Peralta fucking hell.
Is in love with her. You think
When-
that was surprising?
No,
to
when
you?
Sandberg when he reveals stuff like that he'd slept with her like 1,000 times before. When he kind of like slipped that in, I thought that was really well done.
I thought it was like okay, but they had such good chemistry. Obviously, they'd slept with each other before.
A
I
what?
don't know. It was pretty convincing at first. I know
Yeah,
they'd
he
slept
was-
with each other before, but when he was like, "Oh no, it was actually thousands of times," like later on in
But
an
they're,
argument.
they're in
like how they
love.
did
They're
that.
so in love. They fucked a bunch of times.
No,
It's
this
cute.
was before she was in the loop. Before she was in the loop.
No, yeah, that's what I mean. That's what
Oh,
that
right.
because they're soulmates. Of course
Because he
they
was
did.
obsessed.
He wasn't
obsessed.
obsessed. That
No.
makes him sound creepy. But I was gonna say,
It's kind of creepy if
Basically-
she forgets every morning.
yeah, but he's not like in love with her. He's just like thinks she's like fun.
To be fair, he shagged a lot of people, so
Exactly.
You
She
know.
shagged her dad too.
he didn't. That was a joke.
He could have.
He could have. He could have been
You
lying
don't
about
know-
that. That's
see?
true.
The
That's
plot's
very
very
true.
ominous and up for interpretation.
He could have been lying about an awful lot.
I wanted to say about the twist. There's like spoilers. Spoiler warning. There's a twist where basically it turns out that she slept. Because the whole film is set like the night before the day of her sister's wedding, and it turns out that she slept with her fiance that morning, and every morning she wakes up to see her in her fiance's bed. And then it was like a surprise, and they were like building it up, but you could tell from like the first shot of the wedding when she looked guilty and I was either like, she's fucking that brother. No, that fiance, or she wants to and is in love with him. So then it like builds it up as though it's a big reveal. And I get it like narratively and emotionally for the character because it is. But if anyone is shocked in that moment that they slept together, you need to step outside. You need to open your eyes to what's around you.
I'll take that as an insult, Elspeth, because I had no idea. Now, I just thought she was just some, family,
Drunkard.
not drunk,
Yep.
but yeah,
That's what he meant.
almost.
No.
The American version of that. And yeah, I didn't see that at all. And it was a shock to me when they were sleeping together. I didn't know that. Like if you're not a keen eye to that sort of thing, then you're not going to know it was a good
Really?
surprise and a nice little twist. So, yeah, don't insult me
I'll
like
take
that.
it as I'll insult you. I thought it was rather obvious, Tom.
Maybe,
But
Tom,
we all
you
have
shouldn't
our
take it
strengths.
as an insult. Maybe we should be complimenting Elspeth for her amazing eye
For
for
spotting it.
cheaters.
Or
Well, she told me to go outside.
maybe I'm just. Ben, did you notice?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
Uh,
why
s-
do I have to be like the pervert
Because
who
we
notices?
are men and you're a woman.
Oh, that's true. That's
That's
so true,
so
actually. That's so
sexist,
what it
yeah.
is.
What? Sexist on my
And-
own
no,
behalf?
and you're both so relationshipy as well.
Fuck does that mean,
You
huh?
you probably just don't notice these things because you're
Right.
like used to being in a relationship.
Used to. It's new.
Used to, as in
Very new, thank you very much.
a normalized for you.
I
Acclaimed.
hate that word.
Normalized.
Normalized.
I apologize. Also, I have another way they could have improved it.
Oh yes, please do. Tell.
Okay, so when it came up and they were doing the speeches, like in the opening, like 15 minutes or so, it runs through the wedding. And I thought one of them was going to start singing. And I was like, please start singing. I'm in the mood for a musical right now. And they didn't. And then later in the film, the OC dad and his wife start singing. And I immediately regretted my decision for them wanting to sing.
It was
Because
appalling,
it was
wasn't it?
awful.
It was trash.
It was so awkward, but it wasn't
hope
like
they
even
listen
that
to this.
funny.
I hope they listened
Yeah.
to this and realised how bad their singing was. Because it was weird. It wasn't good enough to be good and cringe, and it wasn't bad enough to be bad and cringe. It was just some weird,
was just a-
half-hearted, like,
Crap middle ground.
yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't know how to feel.
No.
Also, Randy. Can we talk about Randy?
Yes.
The
Who's
guy with the
Randy?
kind of long face, the white guy with the long face.
Oh, the J.K. Simmons
More
lookalike.
explanation.
No, the young one, who was one of the wedding guests.
The cringy
mean-
one, the annoying one.
Yeah, he was kind of
one-
yeah, he was the one who tried to chat her up at the start. I say chat
Oh
up,
yeah,
he was
yeah,
just
yeah.
a bit.
We
Oh,
can
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about him.
His acting was so fucking weird. He was like a TikTok meme kind of acting. It was really off-putting. And every time he like said a line, I was just like, "What the fuck? What am I watching? This is so weird." I
thought that was like that's like I don't
didn't-
know. I didn't notice it.
I
I,
didn't
just thought
notice
he
that.
was
No.
annoying. It
There
was
was
kind of like American
some
humor. I thought
lines.
his whole character was supposed to be like annoying and like over the top
Yeah.
and crazy. I just thought that was like his character. I didn't really notice his acting.
But there was one or two lines where it was just really weird because it wasn't necessarily bad. It was more like a comedic character. But I was just kind of caught off guard by how much it was like someone's like almost impression of a bad actor, but it was good acting in a weird sense. I didn't know how to justify that. But
Maybe it was his impression of a bad person because he did seem kind of lame.
that's true. That is true.
This is such a useless comment because if you reach this point in the podcast, you know what the film's about. But I feel like it'll be a good film to go in blind to because as soon as you read the synopsis, you kind of know. But if you went in blind, I think that building up would really work. But then as soon as you know, it's a time loop. Like you know it.
I don't know. Because I went in knowing it was a time loop film and everything, and
Ooh.
I hate time loop films myself because they all seem to be the same. But this one, I was genuinely quite caught off guard at how good it was, in comparison to like others I've watched in the past. Like I fucking hate Happy Death Day or whatever it is. I hate that so much. but this I feel like did it quite well in respect to the way people reacted to being stuck, and the fact that there was more than one person. I really like how they did that, because like the fact that they're not alone in this time loop makes it a bit more reasonable to stay there for a while, I feel.
I feel like it also ups the stakes, because you know how we were saying, like, if you're stuck in a time loop, you can just do whatever the hell you want. Having someone where, like, and it kind of lowers the stakes because you can do whatever to these NPC other people and it doesn't fucking matter. But having them both there together, like, and remembering what the other did, and like their relationship being the crux of the story, up the stakes. So when they argued, it wasn't like that's forgotten. It like actually impacts the story.
Mm-hmm. Also, more people you have in a time loop, the more things you can do in a time loop. Like if you were just alone, you can do numerous amount of things, almost infinite. But if you've got two people, that's double the amount of things that you can do. Because say you could
double infinite amounts of things.
But I mean,
Yeah.
you could like roast marshmallows alone forever, or you could roast 2 marshmallows, 3, 4 marshmallows at once alone. That's another thing you could be doing.
You have such an exciting ideas. I now see why you want to be stuck in a time loop.
Damn it.
And this is the only screenwriter of the group, folks. The only writer on this podcast to just give us that idea.
Can we talk about before the guy who like shoots and kills him?
Roy.
Yeah, I loved Roy.
J.K. Simmons.
Roy is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Big up J.K.
No, he just
Simmons.
looked. Is it
No,
him?
that is J.K. Simmons. I heard you say this earlier. I wasn't sure if you actually meant it.
No, because I just thought he looked like J.K. Simmons.
Oh, that was with your
wow.
eyesight, man.
No, because he
How
looked
did
like
you
him. I
not
just
know?
didn't know if it was because it looked so much like him.
Have
but
you
the
watched
only
Whiplash?
actor. Yeah, that's. Oh
Okay.
my god, that's why I said he looks like J.K. Simmons. I didn't realize it was
It's
actually
okay.
J.K. Simmons.
okay.
I feel like I'm being unfairly represented here. I was right. You guys should be happy for me.
It's okay. Welcome to the podcast. We accept all people with
Limited
fair
knowledge
eyesight
of-
or limited eyesight. Or
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Says the two people who couldn't even tell that she was sleeping with him and finds
We
out
all
2/3
have
of the way
strengths
through the movie.
and weaknesses. All right, Elspeth,
Yeah.
I'll fight you, Tom.
you'll lose. Why don't we talk about comparisons? What was your favourite time loop film of this global pandemic? Tenet or Palm Springs?
Haven't watched Tenet.
What?
Neither have
Ooh.
I.
I have been meaning to. I have
You've
been meaning
both
to. I'm sorry,
let me
Tom.
down, right?
I love John David Washington. I love Robbie P.
Robbie
And-
P.
I want to get on that, but I haven't.
I can't believe that neither of you watched it. I watched that in the cinema
You.
in a pandemic, and neither of you have watched it.
In a panny D.
In a panny tin.
I was gonna watch it in the cinema, but I just didn't get round to it.
Yeah, same pretty much.
Right. Well,
Too busy, man. Just too busy in this panny
And
D.
apparently the sound design
it was.
pretty bad.
It was awful. And then,
We could all-
is it Christopher Nolan?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's. I mean, I've watched it. I should know that, but yeah, he's just trying too hard to be a bit edgy, really, isn't he?
He
We
always
could
has
always
been.
do an episode on it.
I suppose, yeah. Fucking.
Should we leave
I
this
imagine there's a
discussion for
lot of
another day? then?
podcasts.
We
Yeah,
should
yeah,
leave
that's-
this decision to the
Yeah.
audience.
Sorry, folks.
Yes,
We'll
on
put
the
a poll up.
Instagram.
Give us a shout
Follow us on Instagram.
at the Legless Tripod.
Crazy notes. I had a theory halfway through, and I wrote that down.
Mm-hmm.
If they stop drinking these weird cans of whatever the fuck they're drinking, will they come out of the time loop?
I thought that, you know.
Because honestly, the what was it? It was beer, I'm guessing.
But it wasn't-
But it was very specific cans.
Yeah.
Very like.
And it wasn't like
So-
represented as if it was beer. Like you didn't know.
And it wasn't
like
product
Fanta.
placement either.
No.
It's just odd.
Which would have
It's just
been
odd.
good.
They
money
could have earned a
grabbing for
lot.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Product placement.
How come I was gonna say every film we do is about drinking, but at the same time our podcast is about drinking, so we're very on brand with our choices, guys.
Yeah, we are. Should we do another round next, if we can?
Yeah,
I'd love to
I
do
want
that.
to.
With Mads.
Good
Anyway,
film.
crazy notes.
My
You got
my
any
crazy note
notes,
is how many of the same outfits do they have to wear? Like how many times did Andy Samberg wear that shirt?
Mads? That's true.
Or
Full
how many
feature-length
times
film,
did the girl from Riverdale wear that wedding dress.
That's true. Jesus.
That's true. Also, because normally they have like, even if it's an outfit's just in one scene, they'll have like 4 or 5 copies of the outfit. So considering how many scenes are in the film, do you think they just had like a shit ton of copies?
I reckon they just
not?
wore the same one every day and stank.
But like, what if it got a tear in it or something, you know? Then they would need a new one.
That's very true. There was a lot of action.
It's an action movie.
I'm guessing they just popped down to Primark and got another one. They're very Primark clothes.
I have 2 crazy notes. I'll start with my small one, but then I want to finish with my big one. So I said they both have year 7 energy.
Yeah, Jake Peralta. Andy Samberg always coming through with that year 7 energy. He's just a year 7 still. What's wrong with that man?
I feel like that's mean. I was like, this was halfway through the film when they weren't super likable yet. I was like,
Halfway
these are
through?
some year 7. No, like a bit before. Maybe like a third through. I was like, there's just such year 7 energy.
Yeah, yeah.
But then I started to enjoy it.
But that is the Andy
kind of-
Samberg, is it not?
Yeah, I kind of feel like, Elspeth, you'd appreciate this film more if you'd watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine prior. Because you'd kind of... You have to go through all of Brooklyn Nine-Nine to appreciate and like Andy Samberg as a character. And then this film...
But then she
if you
wouldn't have
had that
enjoyed it at all
preempted-
because she doesn't like the Andy Samberg character.
Oh,
No, I do.
you're
I
forced
do
to
like
it in
Andy
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Sandberg.
Watch Brooklyn
I thought he
Nine-Nine.
was
Yeah,
really
in more of an emotional
That's
way.
okay. Firstly, that's a lot of background viewing for one film. And secondly, I do like Andy Samberg. I thought he was really charismatic and endearing in this film. And I think he's hot. I do
Yeah.
like him.
Okay, so...
You could have chosen
Brooklyn-
anyone and you picked Andy Samberg to describe as hot.
He's
Well,
not
no,
bad looking.
We were specifically talking about Andy Samberg here, Tom. It's not like
Yeah,
she would have gone. It's not like she would have gone. He's really in what the fuck is the word? Enduring.
Endearing.
Endearing.
It's really endearing, and Tom Hardy is so hot.
Tom Hardy would maybe say that for.
I've got a good note before you say your final note, Elspeth.
What is it?
It's got a dash in the middle. It's got dynamite sash dash style.
Excuse
Style. The sash made out of dynamite. She looked like Mrs. Universe or whatever they call them over in the US.
It reminded me of Star Wars, the female lead in Star Wars.
I like Chewbacca and his
No.
ammo.
That's not the female lead in Star Wars, fair.
Oh, I
The
didn't
female
realise.
lead in Star Wars. Chewbacca.
What do you mean, Ray?
Yes, I do mean Ray. I likened this film to wine. I called it very full-bodied. It was... Yes.
Ooh.
She drinks a lot of wine at the start as well.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Are you kidding
wow,
me?
That's a whole ass metaphor.
Wow.
Elspeth, what's your final note?
Okay, my note. I'll explain it rather than read it. 'cause
This has
it's a
to
bit
blow me away. This has to
nonsensical.
literally blow me away. You've hyped this up
No,
so much. I'm so
no,
ready.
I fucking haven't. I just said one thing. Don't do that to me.
Are you ready, everybody?
We're tense.
Shut
We're
up! Okay, so it's more of an experience. So I've been watching Drag Race recently, and there's this drag queen from LA, and I was like, see, it's a bit nonsensical, but I was like, that's so fun. Maybe I'll take that as my new personality because I'm incapable of forming my own personality. So I was like ready to be super LA. Then I watched this film, and they're all super LA, especially like Niles' first girlfriend. And after that, I was like, I am definitely not going to do that. But then I started having a crisis because I think I kind of am like her, and she's so annoying. So like this film's going to give me an existential crisis, not because of a time loop, not because I'm wasting my life or I don't give a shit about anyone else, just because I'm so fucking annoying and I have an awful personality. And it's like true as well, which is why it's so bad.
I like how this rom-com forced you to that.
An existential
forced you to that
crisis.
decision.
Yeah, and it's not even like, you know how people go away from time loops and they're like, I'm going to make the best of every day. No, this film spoke to me and said, I'm so fucking
Do
annoying.
you know what's funny?
With the supporting characters as well.
When Misty said, no one's supposed to break up with me, I'm supposed to break up with them, the first person I thought of was you.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's so bad. And the worst thing is, like, it's like true. And she's the worst person ever.
Are you fucking
But I think
cheating on me?
I think I'm a lot like Jake Peralta.
Yes, 7 energy.
Nah, hot.
So that was my crazy note, and that is what I'll be thinking about in bed at night as I cry myself to sleep.
Wow.
Would you rather be stuck in a time loop or have the personality of Misty?
To be stuck in a time loop or be me. Think about how you answer this, Tom.
Is this a question for me?
Yes. My answer is be stuck in a time loop.
It would be stuck in a time loop, yeah.
It'd be fun. I think I'd find it fun though.
In a
I'd
time
find it
loop?
funner than being
No.
Misty.
Oh, being Misty.
Yeah, a time loop would be well fun. No, time loop would be well fun. Just, I want to change up my life, you know.
So you want to be
Something
stuck in the same day.
But the whole
I feel like you
point
don't
of the
understand
time
what a
loop
time loop is, Ben.
I think you just make the best of the situation, really, like
But you're
Sandberg
like,
has been doing.
I want to change my life, so I want to live the same day again and again and
Yeah,
again.
it's like an
That's
infinite
the exact
pandemic.
opposite.
You don't have to do the same thing yourself. You could do a different thing every day. It's just everyone around you is moving in the same way that they always do.
You can-
As long as you just kind of, you know, tackle the concept of not really having empathy with anyone in the entire world, then you just can have fun. It's like GTA. It really is like GTA.
You can do all those things in real life. We're just lazy and don't do them.
No, outrageous thing to
Can't
say.
kill people.
You can if you really wanted to.
Yeah, and then you get caught and end up in jail for the rest of your life. Like,
Exactly. You wouldn't do that in Palm Springs.
You guys are crazy.
you wouldn't steal a car, don't steal a
Crazy.
movie, don't kill people in real life.
Also, if you get arrested in Palm Springs, you just go to sleep. You wake up and in bed. I had a lot of theories about the whole sleeping thing. Like if you fall asleep and you're waking up halfway through deep sleep, how does that work?
Oh,
Do you have to have a full sleep cycle to wake up the day at the start of the day?
I think because it shows when she just shuts her eyes when she like first goes back to Houston. So I think it's as soon as you go to sleep from the editing,
But
then
with
you
that-
next
With
day.
that in mind, because there's two of them, if they were sleeping together like they did in the tent, if she was to wake him up, would she be then talking to like a future version of him that's like gone through the day and then is
That's so
out of the
true.
time loop?
I hadn't.
you wouldn't be
thought
able
of
to wake him
that.
up. You said this to me while watching it, and you wouldn't be able to wake him up. So he'd be asleep, and then you'd try and wake him, but you physically couldn't. And then
is that your theory?
yeah, and then
'Cause
all the way through until you fall asleep next time. So like she stayed awake until she went home. If Sarah tried to wake him, she just wouldn't be able to. Even if she stayed awake until the next day, he would still be there because she's not yet fallen asleep and he is.
I don't
in
know.
the
I think
next
it's
day.
a plot hole that they could have kind of gone into, and it would have been interesting.
But
to
then you would have
kind of
made it
touch on.
Christopher Nolan Tenet-esque. You would have gone
I
too
suppose.
far. It's like they said.
Well-
They said in the film that they filmed more scenes about the science, and they filmed more scenes about towards the end when they, resolved the time loop. But they cut them because they didn't feel like it was needed. It was just the right length as it was.
I like stuff like that though.
Okay, so for this segment, we're gonna play a game. So I'm gonna give you two a quote, and for 1 point, tell me the film, and for the second point, tell me the character. You guys have seen all these films, so I'm expecting some good things. And you got to think of buzzers. What are they?
I shall go with beep.
Oh, that's boring.
Actually, sorry. Okay, make it less boring. Beep beep.
Oh wow!
10 times
Spice
orange.
Girls.
I'll go for Are you fucking cheating on me? That's a bad impression. I'll have to get it out quick, but the best I could do.
Elspeth, I bet you could do it better.
Yeah, go for it.
I think. Oh, okay. What did she say? Are you fucking cheating on me? Are you fucking cheating on me?
Oh.
That was amazing.
Ooh.
Thank you. It was just my normal speaking voice. I didn't really commit to the character.
Gave up halfway through.
All right.
Okay.
So hit us with the first.
Wait, it's a quote, yeah.
Yeah, it's a quote. Okay, this one's a bit difficult,
Oh, brilliant.
but also play along at home. Okay, 1. Let me give you a tip. If you want to make some money here, use your white voice.
Oh, sorry to bother you.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, beep beep.
There was no
Sorry to bother
buzzer.
you.
No buzzer. Oh.
Sorry to bother you. Lakeith. No. Donald Glover. Donny Glover.
It wasn't Donald
I
Glover.
want the character
Daniel
name.
Glover.
It wasn't.
I want the
What's his
character name.
The character name.
I'm gonna be harsh because you got it so quickly.
I'm annoyed because I knew that one at all.
Am I allowed to search this up really quickly?
Yeah, I was gonna say you can search out. I have no idea.
How was
but
that for?
You know that film so well.
If I got the actor, is that?
No, because I don't know the actor.
But how could you have given the point then? He could have just
It's
said
Danny
anything.
Glover. It's Danny
Danny Glover.
Glover. Fuck.
The old guy.
The character's
No,
Langston.
it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Danny Glover. There is a Donald Glover, who is Childish Gambino, but there's also Danny Glover, who plays Langston in Sorry to Bother You. And he's supposedly somewhat more famous for the stuff he did back in the day. But
'Cause he is old.
Respect to Danny Glover.
How did you get that so quickly? I
I
literally
knew it.
wrote down the whole sequence of it because I didn't know if you guys would get it.
I've watched that film a lot of times. I love that
I
film.
watched it recently, and I'm annoyed I didn't get it as quick.
You can get number 2, Tom.
All right, here we go.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Are you fucking cheating on me, Jaws?
Yes. Do you know the
It
character?
sounded like you
I
were
don't.
Eva Majibini.
I had to get it out quick. It's a long buzzer.
Can
I
I
don't
say
know the
something
character.
that's really atrocious?
Oh, the actor.
What?
You've
I
never
haven't
watched
watched.
Jaws.
I haven't watched Jaws. I know. I obviously knew that it was George. I'm not George. Jaws.
Appalling.
I'm not stupid.
No, I
But
don't
I
know the
watched the film.
actor. Do you know Elspeth?
I do know. I have it written in front of me. It's Chief
cheating.
Martin Brody.
Oh, yeah.
Legend.
yeah.
Okay,
What a
number
guy.
3. You both better get. This is easy.
Oh, that's not the quote.
No. Okay. Number 3. Ooh, that's a bingo.
Inglourious Bastards.
Buzzer.
Beep beep beep.
Tom,
Inglourious
Tom.
Bastards. Fucking hell. And his name was Colonel Lance.
No,
What?
not Colonel Lance.
Lance Colonel.
No.
Lance.
Lance Holder? No.
Lance.
It's the Americans, no?
No, that's a bingo. Played by.
Christopher
fucking-
Waltz.
Yeah, Christoph
Ah.
Waltz.
Lance Holder, isn't it? Something
No,
like
you're
that?
gonna kick yourself when you find out.
Hans Lander. Fucking hell. Ah, fuck. I'm saying Lance
It's been a
so
long
many
time since
times.
I've watched
Hans.
that film, to be fair.
Okay, so we forgot to make this into a drinking game. So Ben, you have to drink once. Tom, you have to drink 4 times.
Four?
It's
Because
twice.
he's gotten 4 points.
Oh.
Have I?
Yeah.
Might as well just finish my
How's that
count.
work? I only got 2 right, didn't I?
No, because I explained that you get 1 for the character and 1 for the film.
Is that the end of the game round?
No, I have 2 more.
Oh,
This
Two
one,
more.
I
Two
haven't
more.
seen this film, but you both have. And I don't know if it's difficult or not, but I have some hints you can ask if you don't know it.
all right.
Okay, quote 4. Do you think maybe they're the same thing, love and attention?
Oh.
Yeah, I know that. What, like, what the fuck is that?
I kind of fucked up the enunciation.
What's emphasized in the sentence?
Okay, so do you think maybe they're the same thing? Question mark. Love and attention? Question mark.
It's a painful movie. It's like Beep Beep Moonlight or no?
Nope.
Beep Beep Little Woman.
Nope.
Did we get a hint?
Yeah, John. Okay, so the character is talking to the protagonist about Sacramento.
Beep beep, Ladybird.
Yep, and what character said it?
Ooh.
This is a shambles for me.
It's not the protagonist. I've given you that hint as well.
Not the protagonist. It's. Oh,
Is it Timothy Chalamet?
no, it's. I want to say it's the teacher.
I don't know the teacher's name, so you're going to have to be specific.
Is he a Mister? Does it say Mister?
No, that's very... No.
That would give it away. Fuck. Is
I
it?
mean, I assume by their name they're a woman.
They're a woman,
A female.
for male. Oh, is it the? If it's not the drama teacher, then is it the nun teacher?
I haven't seen the film.
The sister. Is her name Sister something?
Yeah.
Oh,
but
well, I have
from
no
the
clue.
full name.
I have no clue. I'm gonna have to just take the 1 point and chomp that.
Okay. Tom, one drink.
Outrageous behaviour.
Also, I was looking for like a film, like a women's film, because I didn't want it just to all be like men films.
Ladybird's a woman's film.
That's why I included it.
Oh.
You guys' letterbox. I was going through those for ages.
Wow, Tom, that's appalling.
Calling you out.
my letterboxd is bad. Saying that, Ben, you haven't watched Jaws. One more quote. Come on, give us a
Okay,
final round. I'm
Final
losing.
quote. Tom, do you want this to be the decider?
Well, I'm losing.
No, exactly. So if you get this, then you've won the game.
I don't want that.
I do want that. Please proceed.
Okay, yeah, we'll just do it. Whatever.
Yeah,
It's
because
only a
I
game,
have
Ben,
5
it's
points and
fine.
he has 1.
Tom, did you drink for that point, by the way?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Quote number 5, final quote, decider. This is multiple parts. Okay. David killed the queen. What? The jukebox.
Are you fucking cheating on me? Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, what characters?
Yeah. Characters.
There's 2.
Ah!
That's so
Damn
good,
it.
Tom.
I'm guessing someone's. Am I not allowed to say?
Well, Sean
Yeah.
and
You can.
surely.
Am
Am I being stupid here, or did she literally say it in one of the quotes?
Yeah, I
Wait.
did. I'm not repeating it now.
No!
I can't believe that.
No!
Literally the first word she
Oh.
said.
Right. Hold on. It's gone. It's gone.
You can
It's
tell.
not there.
You could tell he only won that round because he was listening so hardly.
Okay.
I had
So-
to. Well, that's 2 points, so I've won anyway.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, well,
Drink twice.
technically, Tom has won. Ben,
Thank you.
you
Thank
drink
you.
twice. Tom, you drink once.
Oh.
And the answer I was looking for was
David.
David.
Yeah. Paul and Tom.
I'll blame the booze. An emphatic comeback there from myself, if I do say so.
Anyone got any news to talk about?
Oh,
Any news that's going on recently?
I
We've had the
have
BAFTAs,
news.
haven't we? We've had the
Oh,
BAFTAs.
that's much more exciting news than my news.
You've thrown me for a loop here. News was not in the episode structure notes, so I do not have any news.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Tom.
It should be.
I looked up the BAFTA winners, or I was watching. My mum was watching the news, and I saw the BAFTA winners. Nomadland won best, 4. I think it won Best Picture, Best
Yeah, it's
Director.
got the most, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, big up. Female directed, female main character. Whoop whoop.
And Promising Young Woman
Represent.
won Outstanding British Film. Have you guys seen His House?
No, I haven't. Is that any good?
It was I wouldn't say it was amazing. I think it was interesting, and it's basically it won best debut of British actor. Basically, it's about this family comes from they immigrate here they immigrate to England, and it's about them like assimilating in, but they're like haunted by like ghosts and memories of like the past, and kind of like it's like it's interesting, but I wasn't like, wow.
I feel like that film had like, it was quite a good reception and quite a good, quite well advertised in the first week of its release, and then I heard nothing about it until awards season came along at all.
I didn't know when it came out. I haven't heard anything about it.
They were so
It's
quiet
on
about it. They were really quiet about it. For a Netflix film, they just didn't advertise it enough, especially if it's award worthy. Like, they just didn't put out enough advertisement.
Well, it's it's the debut. It says outstanding debut, so maybe that's why it wasn't a huge thing. But it's on Netflix.
Shout out to Bookie Beckeray for the Rising Star Award for Rocks. If anyone's watched Rocks, I love that film. That was a really well done film, and like the casting on that film was amazing. And she's our age, I believe. She's 19, I think.
What?
So yeah, she was brilliant in Rocks, and she deserves that award. So well done to her, because she was up against some quite good competition. So she's done well there. Really.
I saw the grandma from Minari one.
Yes.
I was so happy for her. I might watch
That
that
made
film
me
with
sad.
my mum.
She does deserve it. Weirdly enough, watching the film, I didn't think, oh, this is an award-winning, award-worthy like performance. But then you actually like look back on it, and you're like, that was a really good representation. That was really naturalistic and shit, and it was really good acting. So well done.
I feel like it was also really multifaceted. Like, it was like charismatic, and it portrayed the character in a way where you felt such a mix of emotions, but it was like very realistic. It wasn't just like be scared or be dramatic. That maybe that's why it wasn't noticeable at first, but why it was so effective.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
You guys watched Soul, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
What did you think? It won on the BAFTAs. It won original score and animated feature.
I think there definitely wasn't any animated features that would have competed against that this year, I don't think.
But
Not
that
even
doesn't take away from the fact that it was a really enjoyable film. Like, I liked it. I know you disagreed about losing interest in some of the characters in the final act, but it touched me in a way that films haven't in a long while. Like, I rarely get emotional from films, but that really did strike a chord.
Hey, and it won Best of Original Music. Hey!
It did.
Ba-bum-cha. As the only person who's seen Tenet, Tom, does it deserve special visual effects?
What other nominees were there? Greyhound, Midnight Sky,
Mulan.
The One and Only Ivan. I mean, it's the only one in that category, really.
It's the
And
only
the
one.
special effects were good in it. Like, I mean, it was a top film for that. The other factors just really let it down.
I'm surprised it didn't win
including
sound.
story. It was a contender.
No, it wasn't. You couldn't hear half the
That's why
characters.
I'm
apparently.
joking.
I'm going to make a very
Oh,
smug
Elspeth.
comment. Can I
Go on.
make a very smug comment right now? I haven't watched Tenet, like many of us. Like, 2/3 of us here haven't watched Tenet. But I feel like I'll understand it, because I understood Inception perfectly fine. And everyone else was like, oh, that's such a crazy, insane film. I don't get it. What's going on? And I'm like, no, it's pretty simple, really. It's dreaming within a dream, mate. And everyone's like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. But I feel like I'll understand. I feel like with that back, yeah, this is very smug. Oh my god, it's getting to me.
I'm so smart. I understand Christopher
I'm
Nolan
so
films. Well done,
smart.
Ben.
Thanks,
The
guys.
most
Thanks,
film
guys.
student thing anyone could have said.
No, I just don't think it's.
I understand, Christopher.
I've
Nolan.
heard people talking about it, and it just doesn't sound that confusing to grasp.
Like, it's not incredibly hard to understand, but it's more the fact that he's trying to be like that, and like it just doesn't pay off. Like, the most important factor is the story, and the story's just not all there. So why are you bothering?
Oh well, I'll understand it fine. So don't worry, Tom.
Watch it then.
All right, welcome to a new segment of the show, which is exclusive just to this episode. Today, we're going to tell each other what animals we look like, because I've been trying to figure it out for a while. I already know that Tom looks like a rat.
Straight off
But
the bat.
I want to know what animal people think I look like. So you guys, what
I
what
feel like
animal
you
do
look
I
a bit like a giraffe. Like it's kind of the hair and the height, especially
Yeah.
blonde.
What about with brown hair? What about my normal look?
Well, I can't remember because you don't have brown hair. Like the
Blimey.
blonde is it's very out there.
Do I not
Ooh.
have animalistic facial features?
Wait, look, you look a bit like a
yeah.
capybara.
Fucking hell.
Move away
Okay,
from
I'll
the
take that.
microphone. a
Yeah.
minute.
Giraffe or capybara?
You remind me of like a chameleon.
I'm gonna put a theory out there that there are 3 types of people here. Okay, there are 3 types of people.
Chameleons, rats, and
Giraffes.
There are lizards, rodents, and
Mammals, birds.
big cats.
Fish.
sometimes there are fish. Fish are rare people, but yeah, mammals like kind of.
You're quite fishy, Ben.
My dad kind of looks quite monkey-like. I often think of him looking like Curious George when he was younger. He looked a lot like Curious George, and I feel like I've followed on with those traits. But I do agree that I look more lizardy. I'm a lizard person.
I don't think you are. I think you're a mammal person. I think you look so much like a giraffe.
Where's a giraffe coming from?
Because he's not much taller than me.
Is it just my height?
I think
Oh,
it's the
yeah,
nose.
do you know what it is? It's the hair. The hair.
It's the hair and the nose.
Yeah.
Alright, whatever.
I want to know what I'd
Elspeth?
be.
You look like a tree.
I'll take that.
I look like a tree. What am I talking about? Elspeth.
I can tell you
look-
put a lot of effort into that answer.
I think-
Thanks, Ben.
Elspeth, I think you're more of a lizard person than a rat person.
Thank you.
I've got a
I
question.
don't know if that's a compliment.
I've got a question.
I'll take it. Yes.
You've both gone blonde.
Yeah.
When are you going blonde, Tom?
Is that some exclusive content for Legless Tripod Patreons?
Ooh, this could be. I
To
tried
see me
to.
go blonde.
Yeah,
shit,
that
yeah.
would be so fun. I'm really good at bleaching hair, Tom.
I mean, the only positive out of this point is that I'm not going home for the foreseeable future, so my mum wouldn't be that annoyed if I did partake in such an activity.
Also, if you bleach it, if you add a colour on top, it's likely to stay for ages because there's literally nothing fighting through. So you could dye it back to your normal colour and it would just be fine and it would probably grow out really quickly, or you could just shave your head.
Okay, so if we get, so we have a
Thanks for the
Patreon account.
options.
Our Patreon account's out there. It actually, the other 2 aren't knowledgeable of this, but it
Yeah,
actually
we
has a
are. I was
bonus
gonna-
episode where we talk about Big Tom Holland on.
What? I didn't know you posted that.
I posted that on the Patreon, might as well.
This is news to me.
So that was an episode that we recorded before recording our first episode, and I'd say we were quite drunk in that episode. It's not the best thing we've ever created, but it's just a mini episode. It's only 17 minutes long at the moment. But if we get up to, should we say
5.
What's the
5
number?
Patreons?
I'd say I was thinking 5.
Yeah. How do you have
5 Patreons. That's not much. Am I saying patrons? Patrons. 5
Patrons.
patrons. Then we're gonna bleach Tom's hair, and he's gonna go blonde, and we'll all be blonde.
Yeah.
It'll be shocking.
These
Um,
luscious
and we'll-
locks that you're going to
We'll
take
post a
off
video
of
on the
me.
Patreon. So go and follow it up. Go and subscribe to our Patreon. It's called the Legless Tripod, obviously. It's pretty easy to find. There's only one post on there at the moment, but if we get 5 patrons, then,
My
Tom's gonna
hair will go blonde.
It'll be an interesting sight. He's currently ginger, if you were wondering.
It's not ginger.
Whoa! Are you
Yes,
saying
it
you're not
is.
ginger?
Are you kidding?
It's a dark ginger.
It's
not bright
strawberry
ginger.
blonde.
Well,
No, strawberry
everyone,
blonde's even worse.
everyone can see the flipping cover of the podcast. You're a ginger man.
That is an inaccurate description of myself.
Actually,
Far too light.
it's a sample of your hair on Photoshop, so
Is
I
it?
think it's a reasonable color.
The exposure's too high.
And I don't know if anyone else is looking at it right now, but Tom's skin is clearly whiter than me and Elspeth because he is ginger. He's a ginger man.
That's
I
strong
am more
words.
tanned than the both of you.
Anytime,
Whoa! I think that's stronger words, Elspeth. Did you hear that?
yeah.
I
But
am.
sometimes on my uni classes, when I'm sat in front of the window, I look blue. So like, I feel like I can't. I have no leg to stand on in this argument. I literally look blue. It's worrying and very embarrassing. So I'm not getting involved.
You need to drink more orange juice. That's what you need.
I don't like orange juice. Maybe that's my whole
What?
issue.
I used to be addicted to orange juice. You know, like when you wake up in the morning, you're gasping for a drink. Water would not quench my thirst. It had to be orange juice.
Maybe you should add that to your film, Ben, about people toasting marshmallows.
Yeah.
Having orange juice every single morning when he wakes up on the exact same day. He never
And your
changes his
teeth
daily routine.
never change.
That's actually why he likes it. He just wants to be able to drink orange juice every day without any issues.
He always knows that orange juice is going to be there. He never needs to go to the shop. It's always going to be the same amount. All right, so that's just about all we can think of to talk about. So we're going to have to leave you now. Thank you for listening to our episode. And we'll be with you next week. No, not next week, the week after, with another film, which will be, Tom?
What?
The Sound of Metal.
Sound of Metal.
The sound
Oh
of
my
metal. The sound of
God.
metal. Hey, we hadn't discussed this prior to the recording.
Tom's just out of the loop, guys. He's
Tom's not in our
I'm-
group
I've
chat.
been,
Fading.
yeah, I've been removed from the group chat.
Anyway, thank you for listening. I've been Ben.
I've been Tom.
I've been Ellie.
And we're
Bye.
the Legless Tribe.